Right. Quick note before we jump in. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It's not personal financial, legal, or tax advice. Yes, I'm a financial advisor, but guess what? I'm not your financial advisor. But don't take this as gospel. Always do your own research and talk to a qualified pro before making big money moves. You've ever checked your bank account after helping family out and thought, when do I actually start saving for me? This one's for you. Let's talk about that first generation guilt tug of war. Support family versus saving for your future. And spoiler alert, you don't have to pick one or drown in shame. There's a way to do both without burning out. Welcome to another episode of the Financial Engineer Podcast, where we help first generation West African professionals in STEM and healthcare build wealth systems that actually work for culture, for family, for your life. I'm your host, Tripudi Orai. Just call me Chudy. Today's conversation is all about guilt, the guilt of wanting to save and invest while feeling like you're betraying your family's expectations. And let's be real, nobody really talks about this enough. You're successful, but the emotional weight of being the one who made it is very, very heavy. All right. When I first started making real money, I thought saving was going to be easy. But every time I set a savings goal, there was something that popped up. Someone needed help. From sister's tuition or father help with medical stuff. And each time I helped, I felt proud that I could do it, but I also felt stuck, like I'm never going to reach any of these goals. That's the guilt trap. Every financial decision feels like choosing between your family's well being or your own dreams. And if you're a first generation professional, that's not just about money, that's identity, that's culture, that's love. It's all mixed up. All right, so I'm going to break down the problem. Here's why the guilt runs so deep. Families have sacrificed so we can succeed, so we can get to that level of success, right? So there's an unspoken pressure to pay it forward and really pay it back. Next one is many of us are the first in our families to navigate, the U.S. financial system or wealth system. So we feel obligated to be the safety net. And lastly, culturally, boundaries are often seen as selfish. But here's the truth. Burning yourself out financially helps no one. You're not selfish for wanting to secure your own future, man. So, a system that removes guilt, this is where system thinking actually comes in because guilt thrives in chaos because you don't have a plan. You can't save with confidence or support your family without resentment if there's no plan, man. So, is a four-part framework. So, first one is clarifying your numbers, setting a given budget, automate your savings, and communicate. All right, so more into clarify the numbers. You know, get crystal clear with your income, expenses, and savings needs. I do an exercise called How Much It Costs to Be Me with all my clients, where I use Monarch Money. This is not a plug, but to see how much it actually costs to be you. And that examines your income, expenses, and savings. Basically, it adds clarity to your financial situation. Without it, guilt thrives when you're guessing. Next, set a giving budget. It's almost like the parable of the boiling frogs. $10 here, $100 here, $1,000 here, 10,000 there. You got to decide how much exactly you want to give in a year and break that into a month. And that becomes like a pot you're just trying to fill. So treat it like a bill, not a knee-jerk reaction. Then also automate your savings, right? Pay yourself first, man. This is not negotiable. This is for your future self. Once you do that, then you can help. Then communicate. You just got to let folks know. Explain your limits to your families. Boundaries build trust over time, and just give it time. They'll get adjusted, eh, especially when you say no. Your no's go from no to not now. All right, so let's reframe the guilt. Here's the mindset shift. Saving doesn't mean abandoning your family. It means building a foundation so strong that when they need you, you're actually able to help them. All right? Think about it. Yeah, would you rather be broke and stressed every single month or secure and generous long term? Financial peace is a gift to your family, not a betrayal of them. All right, so here's an example. I used to work with someone, let's call him Emmanuel. So Emmanuel was sending so much money home, he didn't have anything for a mercy fund. Like any type of savings was non-existent. So that man was one a mercy of any kind away from being wrecked. Then how useful would it be to his family when that occurred? So if he was my client, I would suggest to him, or I would work with him to create a clear giving budget and just automate that just like his savings. This way, it'll help him and his family while he's building wealth without resentment. And honestly, that's the true goal, being sustainable and being generous. Let's call it sustainable generosity. I need to trademark that. All right, so here's some action steps for you who are still listening. So write down your monthly giving over the last 3 months, right? So now you get a picture, that clarity. All right. So decide what's sustainable. All right. To make your savings to get that amount, and have one honest conversation with your family about what you can do long term. All right. If this hit home, share this episode with a friend who's also navigating the same guilt. And if you're ready to design a system that lets you save and support your loved ones, just give me a shout. You can hit me up on my website at lampadosfinancial.com or DM me at lampados_financial group. Let's turn that guilt into a game plan, man, if you're ready. In closing, you're not selfish, you're strategic. And that's exactly what your family needs from you. Not just love, but leadership. Thank you for tuning in to the Financial Engineer Podcast. I'm Chudy, and I'll see you in the next episode.